What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today we're installing hell horns on Andrew's car, but we're not gonna do it at this shop today. We're gonna go back to Andrew's to go do it there because we need a welder to weld on a bracket. We'll show you guys that when we're doing it, but we're gonna head back there because, like I said, we need a welder, and honestly in this shop we don't have a welder or anything like that yet. So we're gonna head back to Andrew's. I got a 30-minute drive ahead of me, so I gotta get going. I'm running a little late, so I'm gonna head there and then we'll get into showing you the hell horns and everything like that. But we're very excited to do the hell horns because we've been waiting a long time to do these. We've had them for, like, honestly a couple months now, 2 or 3 months now, and we're just been waiting to do them. But yeah, guys, like I said, we're sick of taking off bumpers, so we kind of waited a little while. But we're very excited to install the hell horns today to see the difference and everything like that. I got them for my car too, but we're just gonna do Andrew's today. We'll do mine later on. I don't know when, but later on. So we're gonna head back, like I said, to Andrew's and install these hell horns. So let's get going.
Alright guys, so we have arrived here. Josh showed up. He brought the hell horns, and then I got myself wire. My girlfriend's dad hooked us up because he works at like a shop, so we got some wire for it. We have the welder here. We're just gonna get in and taking off my bumper. Like Josh said in the intro clip, we're kind of sick of it after painting his bumpers, taking both of them off. We had to take off James's for the grill. It was just kind of a lot of bumpers in a very enclosed time, so now we're kind of already feeling it. So we're ready to do it. So yeah, let's get in taking off the bumper. We're gonna unpack the hell horns. I'm going to paint them at some point. Might be today, might be another day when I do more painting on my car, but we'll figure that out later. So for now, let's unpack the hell horns and then get to taking off the bumper.
Alright guys, so Andrew's just unclipping all the things. He had to snip a couple zip ties from last time when he hit a porcupine. We made a video on that, so we just zip tie it, so he had to get rid of all the zip ties and stuff like that. So he's just undoing the undercarriage of the car right now. As you can see, he's down there, just undoing it right now. But yeah, we're gonna get right into it. Hopefully there's just a couple things, honestly, on the bumper. You just have to take all that off. And then the bumper, in theory, should come off. It's also our first time doing wiring or anything like that. It doesn't look too complicated because it's not like in-depth wiring and stuff like that, but we're still kind of nervous to do it because we've never done any wiring or anything like that. But yeah, we'll pick up the camera once the bumper's off. Alright guys, so we got the bumper off. It was a lot more time consuming than we were hoping, but it's those stupid clips that every car always has on them. The little plastic clips. It was a pain in our butt to get them off, but we finally got them off. So the bumper's off, like I said, all off. So Andrew's just taking off the little foam piece thing, and in theory we're pretty much there, and then we get to install the horns. Like I said, we're installing a custom bracket and stuff like that because our horns aren't right in front of it, and we want it like the Subies and everything like that, where the horns are right beside each other. So we're gonna have to weld and everything like that, but I'll show you guys right now. As you can see, there's one horn there, and we're gonna mount a bracket right there, so they're kind of close together and everything like that. And we're gonna have to do some wiring and everything like that. We'll show you guys that soon. All right, guys. So we got the bumper off like we just said. We're gonna be taking off the crash bar now so we can weld on it, because we don't want to weld near the car or anything like that. We just want to have perfect welds and everything like that if we can, because why not? And it's just easier so we're not on the car. So Andrew's gonna get to taking off the crash bar right now. It's just a couple bolts right there, and then below on the side. So let's get into taking the crash bar off.
Alright guys, so the crash bar is all unhooked. I just need to disconnect the horns and everything. But quickly, before we disconnect the battery and disconnect the horns, I want to show you guys just the before. They're pussy horns, to be honest. They sound really weak, like a Civic or anything, but the Lancer's basically Mitsubishi's version of a Civic. So yeah, I'll just show you what they sound like, and then we'll show you the after, obviously after we've wired up and installed the hellas. So here's the sound for these horns. Alright guys, so we're just going to take off this stock horn. It should just come off there. And then the other one is still connected, but we'll just take that off later. And now we're just going to mount a bracket that's the same width as this over here, just to make them even. We're just going to use an L bracket, cut it in half, and then weld it on. And that can suffice as a bracket for now. So yeah, let's just take that off, and then we'll prep the bar and get ready to go welding. Alright guys, so we have our makeshift bracket that we just cut off an L bracket. I grinded down the paint so that the welds will stick, and obviously we have our welder. I'm just going to tack it down, then I'm going to try my best to lay some beads. I haven't welded for like 3 years, so they're going to look like hammered dog shit, but for now, we're just going to go for it and see how they look.
Guys, so Andrew finished welding. The welds aren't too good, so don't even worry about that. But like he said, he hasn't welded in a long time, and the welds are holding. It's on there. That's all that really matters. We're not gonna see it anyway, so honestly, we really didn't even care what it looked like. But Andrew's just gonna spray paint it, put it over some protection so it doesn't rust or anything like that, because it is like kind of a high rust area. As you can see, the bumper's already all rusted and everything, and we don't want this part to do that, so he's just gonna paint it just to protect it. You don't really have to, but why not, just so it doesn't rust. So we're gonna get to doing that, and then we're gonna be putting the horns on, and then we're just gonna have to wire it up. We'll teach you guys how to wire it up, because we've seen videos on how to do this, and they never really told you how to wire it, or like that you need extra wire for this or anything. Maybe that's just a given. I don't know if we just didn't think that, but we're gonna get to catch you guys after it's done painting it and putting the hell horns on.
Alright guys, so a little bit of sad news, but we had to swap to an iPhone. The camera died. We charged it all the way, but it died. Our fault, so it is what it is. But now we're just on the iPhone. So now the horns are installed like I showed you. We're just going to get up to the wiring part. We were kind of confused at the start, but if you actually look at the diagram that Hella shows on like the internet, it's super simple if you actually look in on it. So they give you this relay, and there's numbers on it and everything, and there's numbers on that diagram, so it's very easy to understand. So it's simple as that. We'll kind of explain it as we're doing it, because I know that that's a lot of information to take in, but for now we're just gonna snip the wires to size and make sure that I'm gonna take that out so that there's a gap there for me to hook up the relay. So I'm gonna take that out, connect, and then start slicing wires to the right size and everything. So yeah, I'm just gonna mount up the relay for now. Guys, so I have the relay all wired up. It was a little bit tedious, but other than that, it works. But what do you expect with wiring and stuff? And then I also have the one that goes from horn to horn hooked up. So I'm just gonna get into wiring it all.
Hey guys, so everything's hooked up to the battery. We're hoping, cross our fingers, hoping everything works, and we hear loud horns right now. It's me and Andrew's first review on the horns. Hopefully we hear it. He's pushing the horn right now. Nothing.
Need to be on?
Back to the diagram. All right, guys, hooking it back up. We just switched around to the switches on the hell horn, so we're hoping that this maybe helps. So this is try 2. No.
Alright guys, so this relay is junk. You don't need it. We just spent probably like 6 hours trying to get this done. We are not a how-to channel. We are trying to learn how to do this. We're probably freaking dumbasses, to be honest. You don't need the relay. The diagram on the freaking box shows the relay. The diagram everywhere shows relay. Any videos we watched did not show the relay, but we thought because the diagram showed it, it's what you need. It's not what you freaking need, apparently. So, you don't need the relay. We watched a couple videos, they didn't have the relay. Luckily, Subies, I'm freaking jealous. Grimspeed makes a whole kit for adapting and everything. Obviously with Mitsubishi, you don't get that, but it's way simpler. do not let the relay, let all the wiring diagrams stress you out, because like those are loud as shit. 1, 2, they work. So obviously here I'll just show you what we need to do. I'm a little heated, so you need to take your stock connectors. So to connect them up, you just need a wire here, a ground that goes up, then have a little connector, one going to the bottom of the hell horn, and then you have to make a little extra connector because this piece here, the stock one won't fit on, but that's on there to fit onto my connector. Saying before, you want a ground wire that goes up to a connector, then that wire can connect to the bottom of the hell horn, and the longer piece, you're going to need a longer piece that's in that connection, goes up to the left hand passenger side hell horn. Then here you just use your stock connector, but you have to make a little extension just with a male end to go into the plug and then a female end here, and then you can just use your stock one onto this hell horn. Then you just hook them up and put your bumper back. Alright guys, so the crash bar is hooked up, the horns are all wired up, I taped up around the ends so that everything's good to go. Now let's just get into throwing on the bumper again. You guys know how to do that, so we'll just put it on. Quickly before I do that, I just want to remind you guys, unless like your car specifically might need it, you do not need the relay, guys. Just do exactly what I said. One ground wire going to each horn, going to the bottom, and then use your stock connectors. On Lancers, the left passenger side, you will need to make a little extra connector. It's simple as that. It was way too much of a headache for me and Josh. We did not need to stress as much as we did, but for whatever reason we did, because we followed the diagrams. So learn from our mistakes, don't do it that quickly. We'll come out with a how-to, like an actual step-by-step tutorial when we do Josh's, because Josh has horns too, but for now we just wanted to get this video out for you guys. So yeah, this was installing hell horns. Let's put back on the bumper and then we'll move on from there. Alright guys, so we're back at our shop. Thanks to my dad for letting us use his. It was much warmer than this one since this one isn't insulated yet. But yeah, the horn install, once we actually figured out what to do and to use the stock relays and stuff like that, it was easy. Like I said in the clip when I was a little heated, do not use that stupid relay that hella sends you. Just use your stock ones. And like I said before, we are going to do a more in-depth how to do it on Josh's. Since we know ourselves now, we actually have the second box right here. So we are going to do Josh's here soon, and that will be up to show you guys exactly how to get it on. But for now, we're going to go show you guys some sound clips of the horns, and we'll show you how much of a difference they make, because we do still have the stock horns on Josh's, so we can show you guys the difference there. Anyway guys, we thank you for watching. Check out our Instagram and TikTok, sboys_TV, and we'll see you in the next vid.